Hello and welcome back into the workshop. So the past couple of weeks I've been doing a little bit more work on the stable door as well as the workshop extension, so I'm really excited about that. What I've decided to do is basically extend the roof line so it goes past the existing roof line of the workshop, and that just sort of gives it a little bit more character, but it also means that I'm going to be able to make a nice bay window in there, and just make it actually look nice and feel nice to work in. I'm currently working on closing it all in, so I want the front and the back walls done in the next couple of weeks, so that when I do come to do the floor, there's no weather getting in and it's all nice and closed off. I'm thinking of doing a wooden floor in there, so a raised wooden floor, or floating floor. And basically the idea is that if ever I want to run any electrical underneath, I can put some conduit in there, or if it comes to it, I can always take the boards up and do what I need to do underneath. It also allows for a bit of airflow under there as well. So the idea really is to carry on with the workshop extension sort of in the evenings and on weekends when I've got a little bit of time. I should have the majority of the materials to be able to do that, so it's just 3x2 framing, and then the windows are what's going to be the windows I've actually had for a really long time. I went and took them out of a property about probably 9 or 10 years ago, and I kept hold of them. So they are single panes of glass, but at the end of the day it's a workshop, so I'm not really too fussed about the sort of thermal values of the windows. The stable door, so yeah, we've got it all sort of semi put together at the moment, inside the frame. I'm really happy with how it's looking. There's a bit of back and forth with the customer as to profiles on the router in and a few other little bits, but it's really coming together nice, and I think it's going to make a really nice statement piece in the house. So on top of that, I'd just like to thank everyone for watching and all of the recent subscribers, and it really does mean a lot that people are actually watching these videos, and hopefully you can take something from it. If there's any mistakes that I'm making, be sure to point them out, and then I can sort of better myself as well. So anyway, I'm going to crack on, and I'll see you soon. Cheers. we go. So I've got the bottom panel all temporarily clamped together for now. So it's all mortise and tenon joinery on the outer frame, and then we've got that rebate which allows for this internal panel just to sit in there and sort of float in there nicely. So I'm done with that for now. There's a couple of little bits to finish off on it, and then obviously we've got the weather strip that's going to fit along the bottom there. But really happy with how this has come together. It's a heavy old lump, but yeah, should be all good. Right, so we've got the top and bottom panel fit into the frame here, so I've recessed the frame to allow for that. There'll still be a little bit of a touch up to do once we get all the final cuts done. I still need to router in the overlap between the top and the bottom panel. But yeah, really happy with how it's come out so far. All of these details are going to be quite nice. We're going to router a nice edge on all of these parts here. But yeah, seems to be all going together well. So we'll carry on. Okay, I'm just going to jump in here before we go any further with this top panel. So what I've done is I've routed out a few different profiles on a few offcuts, and I've sent pictures of these to the customer, so he can basically decide which one he prefers. And the one that we've settled on, so we've got a few different ones. I mean, we've got basic round over, you know, a few different profiles, but the one that we agreed on was this 1/2 inch OG. With it being slightly recessed there, it's just going to give the window a lot more character, especially with the outside being painted. It's just going to really look nice coming in there. And then we'll match that on the beading on the other side. So obviously we'll have glass in here and the bead on the other side will be matched, so it all looks the same. Yeah, so I'm going to crack on with that now. I'll see you in a bit. So now that we've got that profile routed in here, I've squared off these corners, and then all I'm doing now is turning it over and hogging out the material in the back here. Now what I want to do is leave a bit of a lip, obviously to catch the glass, but I'm just coming through, taking out this material, and what I would like is for the beading to sit slightly proud of the frame. I just think it looks a lot better than having it flush with the frame. So it's going to sit out maybe only a mil or so, it'll be noticeable, but I think it's just going to look a hell of a lot better than having it flush. I've gone through and got this recess taken out in the back, which just allows the glass, obviously this isn't the piece, the final piece that's going in, it's just a bit I had lying around, but it gives you a good idea of where the glass is going to sit, and then obviously we've got the bead on the back as well. So if I come in here, we've just got a nice little 8mm bit of timber there that's still holding everything in place. Now obviously that's going to have a bit of glazing tape on it, but yeah, I think it's going to work out nicely. So that's going to round it off for today. I'd just like to thank everyone for watching, and you know, obviously we've got a fair bit done with the door. We're getting there now. It's, you know, nice to see it inside its frame and in full glory. So I'll carry on with this in the meantime and do a little bit more work to the extension there on the workshop, and hopefully I can get that closed in within the next couple of weeks. But yeah, you know, thanks for watching, and if you want to subscribe, like this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.